Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am going to fill you in a little bit on Derrick's surgery for his broken leg. I don't know too much at this point, but I want to jump in, tell you a few things. And I'm so tired. I am so wiped out, and the day was stressful, at least the morning was. But anyway, so here we go. First of all, before I forget, one of Derrick's friends, his name is Chris Camp, he started a GoFundMe for Derrick. And I was really glad that he did that because Derrick has a lot of friends that he has made over the years that he's been living. 20 years now he's been in the South. He started in Nashville and then he moved to the Memphis area when he found out about Skylar. And he did that yesterday is when Derrick told me, I think, is when it went up. So I promoted it, and Derrick promoted it. Other people have promoted it. And I will give you the link in the description, even if you're just curious to see how much he collects. And you won't see my name as having donated money because GoFundMe takes a percentage of all that. And I certainly am going to help Derrick, right? I have helped him in the past. I will continue to help him. I just don't want him to lose a chunk of money when I'm literally a 2-minute walk to his apartment and I can give him money, help him out. So the link is in the description, and the last time I looked it was, I think, $2,411 or something like that. That was really good in one day. I don't know for sure if it was one day. It was just yesterday that I promoted it. And I have a lot of customers too, so it's really, really helpful. And I want to thank everybody, whether I know you or not. I want to thank everyone who is helping Derrick out because he is going to be like 3 months out of commission. I mean, I'm sure he'd be able to work, but the sad thing is his studio, he moved studios and it's on the 2nd floor with no elevator. So he had to bring some stuff home to be able to work from home. That is not ideal for him with the setup that he has. They can do it on Zoom at his table or in his office, which was his office once upon a time in his bedroom. But anyway, so he's gonna be out of commission. And so I don't know, but I want to thank everybody, especially my patrons, my customers, my viewers, my subscribers. Whoever wants to donate, that would be great. If you don't, that's fine too. In case you're just curious to keep track, the link is in the description, so please go check it out. And I want to thank Coach Camp. I know him a little bit. Very, very nice guy, and he's been a very good friend to Derrick. And I'm just really appreciative that he started that. Okay, so that's that for that. This morning, I had my alarm set for 3:30 a.m. We were to have Derrick at the hospital for 5 a.m. And I had told you a little bit about an issue with the hospital. This was the 3rd hospital that they got for him, for his insurance. I have hair like all over the place in my face. I got up at 3 a.m. the day before too, so I could be super tired, so I could try to go to bed early last night and get up again at 3:30. And I did okay. Got Derrick there, dropped him off. He goes in, I park, I go in, and I hear him talking to the woman at the window, and she is saying that it's not the right place. And he's like, Ma, he says, we have to go to another building, but we have a shuttle. And I said, well, I'm going to just follow the shuttle because I'm assuming now we're going to be at that building for the rest of the time. And I don't want to have to take a shuttle back. So I talked to the shuttle woman, driver, and said, I'm parked down there and I'd like to follow you. So I should have got on the shuttle. She could have dropped me off. I don't know. But I walked and she followed. And then we went to the other building, parked, and dropped Derrick off, and then I had to park, and then we go in, and the woman is clueless. She's like, "What do you mean you have an appointment here?" And she's like, "We don't have you anywhere." And she said, "Why did you go to the emergency room in the first place?" And he says, "That's where the doctor told me to go. He said, go to the emergency entrance to check in." She goes, "Oh," she said, "they must just want you to come in like you're just walking into the ER. And it's not a scheduled surgery." He's like, "Well, they told me to come today, and they told me what time." She goes, "Yeah, because they're just going to want you in the ER." So we go back to the ER. I drop him off. I go park again. I come back, and he's sitting, and I said, "What did she say?" He said, "She gave me a paper to fill out." He said, "I just told her I'm here to check in. She gave me a paper to fill out, and I put it back on the counter, where the hole is where you can talk." And he slid it there. She wasn't sitting there. So I sit down, and I never see her move, but I don't know because I was outside coming in. So I thought he gave her the paper. The paper's not there. She did something with it, and we're just waiting. So after about 30 minutes, and I'm trying really to be low-key because Derrick is already nervous. He knows he's worried that I can get pissed off, but I also know I'm not doing that shit anymore around other people. I don't need to be upsetting Derrick or upsetting Joe when I'm with him. So I'm trying to be calm now. It's a new me. But Derrick doesn't know that I'm a new person. So he's worried. So I said to him, I said, "If you don't mind, I'm going to go up and ask her a couple questions about like where you might be going, just so I know." He's like, yeah, sure. So I asked her, I said, I just wanted to know a couple of things about when he has his surgery, like what can I expect? And she goes, "Is he here for that?" And I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "He told you, I assume, that he's here for surgery because he checked in." She goes, "He never checked in." He looks up, and I said, "Did you check in?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I gave you the paperwork back." She goes, "There's no paperwork here." He gets up, he, with his crutches, comes over, he goes, "I put the paperwork right here." He said, "You were gone, and the paperwork was right here." And she said, "I never got any paperwork. There was nothing here." And I said, "Do you mean to tell me," I said, "that all this time we're just sitting here and you don't even have the paperwork?" Now, to me, I want to say, why the fuck aren't you asking us, what are you doing here? We don't have paperwork. To me, if Derrick and I are the only ones like sitting there was somebody else way down in another section, don't you think she'd be curious to say, "Do you need us? I mean, are you here to check in? Because I don't have anything from you." But no, they would have just let us sit there forever. And Derrick would have probably been there at least an hour before he would have asked. So she says, "There's no paperwork here." And then all of a sudden she picks up a piece of paper and she goes, not just one piece, but there was a couple pages. And she goes, "Oh, here it is." It was sideways, like in a thing that holds papers, like mail and stuff. It was in there. I can promise you Derrick didn't put it there. It was on the other side of her desk. So now she said, "Okay, so you're checked in, and I'll go give this to somebody." So somebody else comes out now and talks a little bit, and they're explaining it to us, and this is how I understand it, that yes, Derrick is being treated as someone who just walked into the ER, and it seems to be something to do with insurance. They said this hospital was in network. The third time they call him to tell him where he's going to have surgery. But now it almost sounded like maybe they're not in network. That's the way I took it. And what they're doing is they will not refuse anyone in this hospital. The other hospitals say, "Nope, not in network. He can't have his surgery here." But here he said they will not refuse anyone, but his insurance will take it or cover it, most likely, if it is an ER visit. But he broke his leg like a week ago, a little over a week ago. I don't know. I think we're going to have trouble with the insurance. So Derrick says, well, when do I have my surgery? Whenever they can. He said, you're here. We're going to be moving you to the ER room, giving you a room at the ER. And when there's surgeons available, we'll do the surgery. No guarantee it was even going to be today. And he was like, what the? I know. I was like, I know. But he said, and this doctor has nothing to do with his surgery, but he was so nice. And he explained to us how it all works. And he said the good thing is that you are here and you will not leave here until you have your surgery. It didn't take too long that they got him a room in the ER. I went with him, and I was trying to get help from somebody, like, I'm the contact. Who do I give my number to? Like, nobody's asking me these questions because they have nothing to do with this. We're just sitting there until he's transported to wherever he is going to go to have his actual surgery. So I was there. Let me see. I'll know, like, when I texted Joe, don't tell me that my phone just died. Oh my God. 0%. I need to charge that. I probably left there around 10. So I was there 5 hours, and Skylar and Skylar's mom come. So I thought, okay, at least he has somebody else here. I can go home. I kind of wanted to sleep. That didn't happen, but I knew that it would be a long day for him and that I would be coming back, and I didn't want to be there all day. The man said he could be here till 8 o'clock tonight. He could have to stay here tonight, so I left, but I still tried so hard to get somebody to take my contact info. And I'm like, look, I just want somebody to know that I'm the one to pick him up, and I would like somebody to call me, even when he's in recovery. But she's like, yeah, but we have nothing to do with any of that. So one woman, like a nurse, I would assume, or a technician or something, is with her computer, like, rolling around the hallways. She said, I'll put your number in his chart. And I said, that's great. And she did, and she even showed me. She goes, look, but no. And then I was worried that Derrick wouldn't have his phone with him, and they might ask, and I was worried he'd lose his phone. One person told me, don't let him leave anything here, not even his crutches. And I said, okay, but he wanted his phone, and I understand that. So he has his phone. But I gave him my number because, people don't know anybody's number anymore. I happen to know his, and I know Joe's. I memorized their numbers, but I left. I came home, and we chatted, texted back and forth, and nothing until, what time is it right now? And again, I can't even look at my phone to look at a timeline here. It was probably around, it's almost 5 right now. It was probably around 3:30 when Derrick's girlfriend, LaShawn, let me know that they were bringing him out back. And I think that's the building that he was shuttled to. It is, like, connected, but it's far away. So that's why they gave him a shuttle ride there, because I think that's where surgeries are, just not his. It wasn't in the records for them because they were treating this like an ER visit. I hope some of this makes sense. Oh, and another thing is when they gave him a room at the ER and he was on his bed, there was no pillow. And it was funny because he was just holding his head, like, off the bed. And I was like, you need a pillow. He's like, no, I'm all right. I'm like, you're going to have a sore neck. So asked for a pillow, and when somebody came in, and so Derrick, is like, yeah, it would be nice to have a pillow. And she says, oh, we don't usually have pillows on Mondays until the afternoon. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, they don't come in and deliver pillows on the weekend, and so by Monday we have no more pillows. In the fucking ER? I don't understand stuff like that. So she said they should come in at some point today, and when they come in, someone will bring you a pillow. So he did let me know, again, I can't look, that this afternoon he did get a pillow, and he took a nap. He said they shut the light off, so he took a nap. So he said he felt pretty good. He was glad that he had a pillow. So, all right. Now, I took it as he was going in for surgery, but it could have been that he's just going to that section of the hospital now. And I'm going to be calling the ER, that's the only number they gave me, and ask them, where is he and how, is it called surgery, whatever. I need to be transferred? I need to be transported. I don't even want to drive there. But I need to be transferred so I can know what the fuck is going on. And so I thought he was in surgery, but it could be that he's just there waiting now. And right now it's 5 o'clock. I did text him, but his phone was about to die too. He didn't leave his charger. He didn't keep his charger with him. So I'm going to be making a call as soon as I'm done boring you to tears, and I'll see where he is and what they can expect. And then I want to know when he is out, and then the recovery, they said, is probably like 2 hours, and I'll go like before he's ready. I want to be there. When he's ready to come home, I want to already be there. I can sit there and crochet. Is there anything else that I want to fill you in on? Other than that, I did really good. I didn't get mad at anybody. I'm very proud of myself. I really am. And because I can lose my cool, because it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I mean, nobody knows anything that is going on. And it blew me away with the saying that he didn't drop that. He's like, and he was being calm too, because he can also lose his cool. He's like, look, I put it right here on under this, space in the window. So, and no, he couldn't eat, which is fine, but he couldn't have any water. And I've had surgeries before, and they'll give you some ice chips or whatever that you can, your mouth gets dry. So I was just, I don't know. I'm sure there's more I want to tell you, but the day's not over. I don't know if he will actually be going home to his apartment tonight or not, because I don't know how late his surgery will be. Okay, please go check out his GoFundMe. Let me see. Let me check and see what he's up to. I'm hoping by mentioning it here in a video that people who don't follow me or him on Facebook and stuff might hop on over and put some tips in the bucket. What am I looking for? Okay, Facebook. I have to go to Facebook to find it. And I just put up some auctions. You can go check my eBay. Always go check my eBay. Some scraps, and I have 500-piece scrap packs in my eBay store. Go check those out. I take the pictures of every print. 500 prints. I'm working on scrap packs, 1,000 prints with no duplicates. The 500, there's no duplicates. And I include extras in case I made a mistake, because it is very possible. I have a system, but it's not perfected. At some point, I will have a good system, and I will be able to make my scrap packs and be pretty confident that there will not be duplicates. So, 1,000. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take... I usually set them up 50, but that's 10 images. If I do 50 for 1,000, that's going to be 20 images. And I don't know if I want that many images in a post, so I might do 100. But anyway, yes, I take pictures of every print because I hate it when I go to see, fabric. I even shop sometimes for fabric on eBay because it helps me to be able to not have to cut everything for those scrap packs. And people will show an image, and they like, I'm trying to see like if I have anything to show you as a stack, as an example. Everything's too far away. They'll show like a stack of fabric like this, and they'll say 100 pieces, no duplicates. A lot of people go by that image, but that's not 100. It's like maybe this. That's it. It's not this big tall stack. Or there'll be images, and it'll be this is just to give you an idea of the type of fabric prints you might get. No, I don't want to know that. So I take pictures of everyone. It's a lot of time to set all that up. So please just go look, even if you don't want a scrap pack. So you're going to go see my eBay. You're going to go see GoFundMe. Oh yeah, I'm trying to help you know what he's got. $24.90. And yesterday, when I looked at it the first time, it was 45 bucks. And now it's $24.90. So I do want to thank you so much. Like I said, you won't see my name because I'm donating in person. But don't think that I don't help my son. I certainly do. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now, and I will come back with another update as soon as I know more. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.